Number 7. It's better for your children's health to give them a video game to play than let them watch television. Researchers at the Queensland University examined the effect of video games and watching television on children between the age of 2 and 5. They found that the children burned more calories when they were gaming than when they were watching television. Higher blood pressure was associated with watching television, but not with video games. The scientists believe that the difference comes from two distinct kinds of screen time. Passive screen time, where we are simply viewing programs or films, and active screen time, where we're engaging both your mind and your body. Which one of the following is the main conclusion of the above argument? Okay, so we have to think about this argument and we have to find a possible conclusion. Okay, we see that the author starts with this explanation that playing video games is better than watching television. Okay, and then the author gives us some explanation, some evidence to support that. So we can see that our conclusion is that video games are better than watch television. Video gaming is letter A. Okay, letter A. Video gaming is better for children's health than watching television. Yeah, this is our answer because this is exactly what we said to be, that video games are better than television for the children's health. Okay, but let's go on and let's see what's wrong with the other answers. Children burn more calories when they play video games than they were watch television. Yes, this is something the test talks about. They found that children burn more calories, but this is evidence, is not the conclusion, so we can eliminate it. Playing video games, letter C. Playing video games helps to reduce children's blood pressure. This is also an evidence. The test said higher blood pressure was associated with watching television. Video gaming engaged both the mind and the body. This is never explicitly said. Okay. And yes, it's okay. This is not explicitly said. Letter E. Watching television does not stimulate children's mind. Okay. Yes. The test talks about this, but this is not our conclusion. This is another evidence to support our conclusion. So it's not our answer, and the answer is the letter A. Number 8. Internet addiction is about to be classified as a recognized psychiatric disorder. Internet addiction is characterized by a number of signs: excessive use of the internet, anger or depression if access is lost, isolation from friends and family, and most significantly, poor educational achievements. This should make us cautious about incorporating computer-based learning into all aspects of education. So we can see that the test is actually telling us that the most significantly problem about this internet addiction is that the educational achievement becomes poor. People can't study with the internet. Okay, this should make us cautious about incorporating computer-based learning into all aspects of education. Okay, we should be cautious about incorporating computer-based learning into all aspects of education. So we should be cautious that computer-based learning, so if we use the computer, we can see there is something that does not, there is not a direct correlation between using a computer and the internet. I can use the computer I can use the computer without internet. So we can see that when we are reading the test, we should predict what the answer would ask us. We need to think about this correlation between the conclusion and the evidence. The statement says that incorporating computer-based learning is bad, but the evidence says only that internet addiction is something bad, not the computer itself. Educationalists should consider long-term problems associated with extensive internet use as well as its immediate attractions. So, which one of the following is an assumption? The assumption is that internet is correlated with the computer. Letter A. All computer-based learning include internet use. Okay, this is what we have said. So let's see the other answers and let's see if letter A is actually our answer. Letter B, students are unable to regulate their internet use. Okay, this is not an assumption, this is something explicitly said, so we can actually eliminate it. Letter C, extensive internet use is the only cause of poor educational achievement. It's not the only cause, but the test says that it's most significantly this. So it's not an assumption. It's something the test actually is telling us that using internet is bad. And this is not an assumption, it might be a flaw in the argument, but it's not an assumption, something the author implicitly said. It could be some type of flaw in the argument. So we can eliminate this as well. Letter D. Classifying internet addiction as a recognized psychiatric disorder will help lead to a cure. Okay, this is not our assumption. This is not something the test talks about. This is not relevant. Letter E. It is a bad idea to incorporate computer-based learning into educational. Okay, this is not something this is not something implicitly considered, said. This is something that the authors actually is telling us. Is telling us that we should not incorporate this type of learning because it will lead to poor educational achievements. So we can actually eliminate letter E as well, and we can see that our answer is letter A.